Hi everyone. Doing an energy update for the month of May. And something that has been coming through very strongly is to not feed into fear, to not get too consumed with the earthly, and this is not escapism, okay? Not escapism. However, not getting too entangled in earthly burdens, earthly attachments, and the fear that can come up from living here. And a huge message that was coming through for this month is about peace and protecting your peace, guarding your peace, finding that peace within and maintaining that peace. Because when everything externally is loud, amped up, and pulling you away from yourself and pulling you from that sense of peace or state of peace, because peace is a state of being. We have the ability to enter into these states of peace at any time. Sometimes might be way easier than others. Others you might find a bit of a struggle, might feel like a battle for peace. Isn't that interesting? What a what a dichotomy of that, of like the battle for peace. But at the same time, yeah, if you got to go to battle to get that peace within and maintain it, do what you got to do, boo. If it means not having certain people in your life, if it means getting different situations out of your world, if it means letting go of the past, if it means not feeding into negative thoughts or patterns or ways of being that you've been accustomed to. Do whatever you got to do. And when we're saying that, like, the peace truly comes from within. The peace comes from being. Hi, we're in nature right now. This is peace. You know, when we take those moments to connect to nature, to God, source, creator, that can bring a sense of peace. And I feel like there's been so many falling into fear, and I will raise my hand. I've been there, out of it now. You know, April was a month. April was a month. March, maybe it was more March. Anyway, y'all know, actually March, things really were getting wacky and wild in March. But the more that we feed fear, think of it this way: the more that we feed fear, the more that it's going to grow. You know, what you're giving your attention to, it's going to grow. Like, if you are feeding your body constantly, you're going to grow. If you're feeding your garden, it's going to grow. So be mindful of what you're feeding, where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your attention. And if you feed fear, it will grow. If you nourish yourself with peace, that will grow. If you commit to yourself to take time for yourself, because time is a huge piece to that, like carving out time, taking time for yourself to be still, to be, just to be, to breathe, to be. So for this month, yeah, May, here we are. And we're in Beltane right now. That's from May 1st to May 10th. So this is this space and time where things are growing, where things are expanding, where you might find an opening within yourself, or a thirst. You might find a thirst within yourself, and this is the time to quench it. So see, isn't that interesting, going back to the feeding? Quenching your thirst, this is the time to quench it. So what are you hungry for? What are you thirsty for? And how can you feed that? How can you quench that? Are you hungry for deep connection? If you're hungry and longing for deep connection, you might not choose to be in isolation. You could have been choosing to be in isolation, but it would be counterproductive to be in isolation if you're craving connection. If you're craving intimacy and vulnerability, this all starts with you. So how can you be more vulnerable? How can you take the lead, so to speak, in vulnerability, in intimacy with yourself, right? It all starts with you, with yourself, and with others, to create a space that feels safe, where you can be that space that feels safe to be vulnerable with, to be intimate with. If you are craving a deeper connection to yourself, right? Deeper connection to others comes from deeper connection to self. It all starts with you. I could sound like a broken record with this, but it all starts with you. So if you're craving that deeper connection with yourself, or saying, who am I? If you are lost in distractions, if you are not spending time with yourself, how are you going to create a deeper connection with yourself? How are you going to know who you are if constantly distracted, choosing distracted, being distracted, not asking, what do I love? What am I passionate about? What am I hungry and thirsty for? It all starts with you. So going back to May, protecting your peace. Don't let the outer world pull you away from yourself and your peace. Don't let, past programming, negative thoughts, self-defeating talk take you away from yourself and your peace. And that's it. That's it. That's all. Much love to you for the month of May. And yeah, just leaving you with these parting reflections of what are you hungry for and what are you thirsty for and how can you nourish that and quench that. Lots of love. Mwah.